And we're back, and it looks like he's about to get ready to eat his prey. Well, he's gonna be camera shy, but you can see it. He's going. Just like the corns, he's gonna slowly widen his mouth, open it, pull it in, and begin to wiggle it down. So while we're watching, I think I'll decide. I guess I'll tell you how I became. What am I talking about? What do you mean became? Okay, this is how Lucifer got his name, and his full name is Luci, aka Lucifer. I was at work picking this guy up. He was an adoption. Someone couldn't take care of him, so I took him home. And there was a woman there, and she was younger and a bit mentally handicapped, I guess. And she's like, she saw the snake, and she said it scared her. And then she asked if we carried any blessed animals, like animals blessed by Jesus. And we said no. She's like, and then later on she ended up saying, can I pet the snake? So I turned the snake around so she could pet the back end because she was scared of the head. She petted it. She was fine. She's like, oh, it's soft, this and that. Then later she walked up and said, my Bible teacher told me that that snakes are the devil. So she was getting upset about that, and then she asked if we had any soap so she could wash the devil off of her hands. She was pretty positive that this snake was the devil. And so I decided to name him Luci, aka Lucifer. His name was something else before, Okol, Jiggle, Laga, blah, something like that, I don't know. But I decided to change his name because of that. And he's working it. It's a slow process, but some people find it interesting to watch. I'm not too, keen on it, but I do know a friend of mine wanted to see the big guy eat, so shut up now. Sorry about the stomach. Seems to be a trend in my videos. It's too hot to wear clothes. And I just want to address something. I see a lot of people who use things like aspirin in their tank, and I understand people like aspirin and whatnot, but it is dangerous. It can kill reptiles, and then on top of that, okay, you have aspirin. The chances of a snake just picking up some aspirin and choking or eating it and it become stuck are very rare. But But then you see people who feed in the tanks. And then these are also the people who are very cautious of their snakes. Not saying you shouldn't be cautious, you know, it's best to be cautious. But they've said they've been bit and sometimes they get struck at, and this is their own fault. You should never feed in the tank. Feeding in the tank associates your hand going into the tank or anything going into the tank with feeding time. That's why people get bit most of the time. Or improper handling. That's why, as you see, I always use boxes. Put them in there and they're fine. I've never been bit at by any of my snakes. I've never been struck by any of my snakes. It's, you know, it's a very simple fix. And I mean, I guess it kind of annoys me. I mean, I'm not the expert. I do work with these animals on a daily basis, but I'm by no means, you know, the #1 expert on snakes. But there are some things I do know, and that's one of them. So if you guys plan on getting a snake, just be sure you don't feed in the tank. Also, handling your snakes. Handling your snakes is a very important part. Handling your snakes properly and handling them often, they become tame. I know people with 9-foot Burmese pythons that they can sit on their shoulder and walk around and not have to worry about them misbehaving or anything. I mean, my snakes, I could stick my finger up to my snake's mouth and put it in there and he wouldn't eat it or attempt to eat it. He wouldn't bite it. You know, I just think that people should, you know, use their brains a little bit. And that is it for my rant. He's almost finished here. Today's actually a pretty big day. Winston, who is now probably a foot or more longer than when I originally got him. It's kind of hard to tell, you know, when you see him every day. It's kind of hard to tell when they grow or how much they've grown. But he's grown at least a foot. I'm going to be moving him up to the next size. He's been eating, you know, 3+ hoppers a week. So now I'm going to move him up to an adult mouse, which you can see the package right here. Adult mouse. And just gotta get that last part down. He's pretty much all good. Pretty amazing. You can see it, you know, you see the muscles moving it down. That is absolutely amazing. You all good, buddy? Still got a little bit of tail in your mouth? You still got a little bit of tail in your mouth. Alright, moving on.